And in terms of more news, we've got a study which we were actually going through when the song was playing. And वो है about being feeling constantly responsible. क्या आपको ये feeling आई है? The survival skills जो हमारे होते हैं in terms of maintaining multitasking works and the savior complex जो आता है, the repercussions that it leads to in terms of micromanaging. हमारी ज़िंदगी इतनी complex हो चुकी है, इतनी modern हो चुकी है. Of course, we do have technology to assist us. But there's always that feeling, we need to know all the bits of what we do. And this leads to a lot of mental health issues also. There have been people who've got this micromanaging which gets inbuilt within them कि नहीं हमें जानकारी चाहिए पूरी की पूरी. Let's start doing it from every start of the task till when it gets completed. And does it definitely sound familiar to you? I'm sure it does. A lot of us believe that holding on to things will make it more easier. We will know all the things and then that will help us in assisting our teams. वो stress थोड़ा कम हो जाएगा दूसरों के लिए भी. But in terms of our mental health and our overall well-being, ये definitely it takes a strain. It gives a burden for our overall mental health. And in terms of resting our responsibilities, थोड़ा हम delegate करना जो चाहते हैं वो नहीं कर पाते हैं. The idea of letting go the savior complex is quite difficult in today's times. And we'll be having a doctor with us very shortly who will be giving us more details. Counselor and cognitive behavior therapist psychology from MedCare, Camali, Dr. Carolyn Yaffe. Hi, Dr. Carolyn.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, doctor, in terms of this savior complex in today's workplace that we face, a lot of people feel more responsible. They want to take in, all the tasks, micromanage things. So, what have you got in terms of your take, doctor, that you can share with us?
Well, I think the first thing to remember is that we have to first thing to remember is that we have to remember that the weight of our workplace and the responsibilities of others are not on our shoulders. And it's a very common mindset, sort of that, well, without me, everything's going to fall apart. But we have to really work to manage that and to change that. And I think that often people, we're very perfectionistic,
Right.
especially when it comes to our jobs. And we have to remember that there is no perfect and that the weight of the world is not on our shoulders.
But doctor, there's a lot of outside variables also, outside factors, external factors that lead to such a behavior, especially when there are changes organizationally. If you look at the organizational structure changes when people leave and somebody new joins in, or some extra delegation of tasks which has been given to you by others. The frustration is real among people today. And in terms of the anxiety levels also, there have been a lot of people facing a lot of mental health issues today's times. So Dr. Carolyn, what can we do to avoid, stress levels to increase and to keep our mental health in check?
Well, I think that what's important is to really work on time management and really be able to just really break your tasks down, because you're going to start feeling burnt out. And when you're burnt out, you're going to become chronically fatigued and you're not going to perform as well. But you have to really prioritize your self-care. You have to make time for your own personal activities and things outside of work that, nurture your physical and emotional well-being, such as exercise and hobbies and relaxation techniques. Within the workplace, you need to learn to set boundaries. I know it's not always easy, but you need to learn to say no, and you need to learn to limit your commitments, and this is going to help you avoid overloading your schedule. Really protect your personal and professional time. And if you're having difficulty doing this, seek support. Talk to your human resources department. Talk to your friends. Talk to a mental health professional if you feel like you're not managing well. Sharing your experiences can really provide relief and maybe help you get other perspectives from other people.
There's always a difficulty, Dr. Carolyn, which people have, in definitely in my circles also, that there have been rounds of talks where people say that it's quite difficult to reach out to a coach, a mental health coach or a counselor because of the social taboos. So, doctor, what do you have to say to people who have that mindset of, hesitation to reaching out to a counselor?
What I would have to say is, you know what, we don't think twice about prioritizing our physical health or reaching out to a physician when we're not feeling well. So our mental health is equally important, and it has to be just as prioritized, because our mental health is going to affect our physical health. And if we want to stay well and we want to be on top of our work, we have to prioritize our mental health in order to stay healthy and not burn out and not be mentally exhausted. So it really is a matter of prioritizing. It's just as important.
Yeah. Dr. Carolyn, last few tips that I would like to ask before we let you go in terms of, how we can let go and some simple steps that people can take in starting to delegate work to let themselves at ease with regards to, starting to not micromanage, but rather the art of saying no.
Okay, well, the art of saying no is ask yourself a question, and this is an important question when you are somebody that is not so great at saying no and you always want to help and, you always want to support. Ask yourself a question, am I people-pleasing? Am I doing this to seek approval? Because you really need to distinguish how can I distinguish support from people-pleasing.
That's true, doctor. In today's modern world where we are meeting different people from different cultures, and also with the realm of AI taking over the world, there are a lot of insecurities that people are facing. But thank you so much, Dr. Carolyn Yaffe, for sharing your details with regards to the story that we were talking about the savior complex and also about the mental psychology. Thank you, Dr. Carolyn. Wonderful having you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
मेरे भाई तेरी लाइफ ये किस ट्रायंगल में आके फंस गई है?
ट्रायंगल नहीं भैया, सर्कल सर्कल, गोल 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 गोल.
Fun Asia Films at Marudar bring you a hilarious